The news hit global markets like a thunderclap, sending traders and analysts scrambling to make sense of the sudden shift. Screens across the world lit up with breaking headlines, and the atmosphere on trading floors was electric with uncertainty and anticipation. The U.S. Supreme Court has struck down the sweeping tariffs imposed by former President Donald Trump, a move that few saw coming and that instantly became the top story in financial and political circles. The decision sent shockwaves through financial centers from Tokyo to Wall Street, instantly reshaping expectations for global trade, investment, and economic growth. Investors and policymakers alike were forced to reconsider their strategies in real time. The justices ruled that Trump had overstepped his authority, using emergency powers for a situation that didn't meet the legal definition of a national emergency. Their opinion was clear: the executive branch cannot bypass established legal standards for imposing such sweeping economic measures. This ruling dismantles one of the most contentious economic policies in recent memory, upending global supply chains and sparking a fierce debate about the balance of power in Washington. Lawmakers and business leaders are now grappling with the implications for both domestic industries and international relations. Markets surged on the news, with the Dow jumping in pre-market trading as investors anticipated the end of costly import duties. Relief was palpable among companies that had struggled under the weight of tariffs, and optimism spread quickly through the financial sector. The court's decision is more than a legal footnote. It's a fundamental reset of America's trade posture. It signals a dramatic shift in how the U.S. will approach international commerce and sets a precedent for future administrations. Businesses that spent years reconfiguring supply chains now face a new set of challenges, while international partners must decide their next moves. The sudden policy reversal means contracts, logistics, and long-term plans are all up in the air, forcing companies to adapt quickly. The removal of tariffs is widely seen as a boost for economic growth, but the transition will be anything but seamless. Economists warn that while some sectors will benefit immediately, others may struggle to adjust to the new landscape, and uncertainty could linger for months. The race to redefine global trade relationships in a post-tariff world has just begun. As leaders and businesses chart a new course, the world watches to see how this historic decision will reshape the future of international commerce. To grasp the impact of today's ruling, let's revisit Trump's tariffs. Announced in April 2025, they included a 6% tariff on most imports, a 20% fentanyl tariff on Canada, China, and Mexico, and a 10% reciprocal tariff targeting countries with unfair trade practices. The result: a confusing, costly web for importers and nearly $195 billion in government revenue in a single year. These tariffs hit everything from shoes to electronics, affecting businesses and consumers alike. Supporters claimed they protected American jobs and punished trade imbalances, while critics called them a tax on consumers that fueled inflation. The real cost was felt by American manufacturers, who faced higher prices for parts and materials, making their products less competitive. The debate always centered on who truly paid the price, and now, the Supreme Court has delivered its answer. The era of broad-based economic cudgels is over. The legal battle was spearheaded by a determined coalition of over 700 businesses, ranging from small family-run shops to major corporations, all coming together in an unprecedented show of unity. Alongside them stood several states, whose leaders argued that the new tariffs were not only an unsustainable financial burden, but also threatened local economies and jobs across the country. Their central argument was clear: the president cannot unilaterally impose sweeping tariffs under the International Emergency Economic Powers Act. This law, they insisted, was designed for true national emergencies such as war or terrorism, not for addressing trade deficits or economic disagreements. According to the Constitution, it is Congress, not the president, that holds the authority to regulate foreign commerce. This separation of powers is a fundamental principle of American democracy, ensuring that no single branch can act without oversight. The We Pay the Tariffs coalition made their voices heard, highlighting the chaos unleashed by over 40 tariff code changes in 2025 alone. For many businesses, this constant uncertainty made it nearly impossible to plan for the future or make sound investments. The lawsuit was about more than just money. It was about restoring stability to the marketplace and defending the constitutional separation of powers that protects all Americans. Plaintiffs warned that if presidents could declare economic emergencies at will, it would set a dangerous precedent, opening the door to unchecked executive power in the future. The stakes in this case were enormous. Not just billions of dollars in duties, but the very balance of power in Washington, and the rules that govern how America does business with the world. In the end, the Supreme Court's decision was hailed as a victory for constitutional checks and balances, reaffirming the importance of shared power and accountability in American government. The challengers scored early wins in lower courts, which ruled that only Congress can impose new tariffs. The turning point came during Supreme Court oral arguments, where justices from both sides questioned whether a trade deficit truly constituted a national emergency. The government's lawyers struggled to draw a clear line, raising concerns about unchecked executive power. Justices worried about the precedent. Could any economic problem be declared an emergency to bypass Congress? Justice Barrett noted the practical chaos of unwinding the tariffs, calling the prospect of massive refunds messy. The skepticism was clear, both on legal grounds and real-world consequences. The justices' probing question signaled a likely defeat for the government. The court was not just weighing legal theory, but the practical fallout for businesses and the government. The stage was set for a historic ruling. In finance, waiting for a verdict isn't an option. Prediction markets became the real-time barometer for the case. Platforms like Kalshi and Polymarket saw odds of the tariffs being upheld plummet after the Supreme Court's oral arguments. On Kalshi, the probability of a Trump win dropped to just 25%, with over $1 million traded. Polymarket saw similar action, with odds falling to 23%. Traders read the justices' skepticism as a clear sign the tariffs would fall. These markets aggregated expert analysis and courtroom signals, turning legal nuance into hard probabilities. For investors, prediction markets became a tool to hedge against tariff risk. The financial world had already rendered its verdict weeks before the justices did. The wisdom of the crowd proved prescient. With the tariffs struck down, attention turns to the nearly $195 billion collected in 2025 alone. If the policy is retroactively illegal, the government may owe hundreds of billions in refunds, potentially up to $1 trillion. Treasury officials warned of fiscal chaos and a logistical nightmare for customs and border protection, which would have to process years of complex import transactions. Trade attorneys say the government has the data to issue refunds, but the paperwork burden will be immense. Importers argue the process should be straightforward, as every transaction is documented. The Court of International Trade will likely oversee the claims, but years of delays and disputes are expected. For businesses, the challenge is not just getting their money back, but navigating a bureaucratic maze. The scale of the refund program is unprecedented in U.S. history. For American businesses, tariffs were a daily struggle, not just an abstract debate happening in Washington. Every new shipment, every invoice, brought fresh uncertainty and tough decisions for owners and workers alike. Take Deerstags, a family-run shoe company. They paid over $1 million in extra duties, a staggering sum that forced them to rethink their entire operation. To survive, they considered automating jobs and even cutting staff, choices no business wants to make. At Green Bar Distillery, a small spirits maker in Los Angeles, tariffs on imported bottles slashed 10% from their profits. For a small business, that loss can mean the difference between growth and survival. Across industries, companies faced impossible choices: raise prices and risk losing customers, cut jobs and hurt their communities, or absorb losses and hope for better days. Now, with the possibility of refunds on the horizon, businesses face a new challenge: navigating a complex and often confusing claims process that demands time, patience, and resources. Small businesses, without in-house legal teams or compliance experts, may have to hire expensive help just to reclaim what they're owed, adding another layer of cost and stress. There's also a heated debate over fairness. Some big firms simply passed costs to customers and now stand to gain windfall profits from refunds, while smaller competitors struggle to stay afloat. For many, the end of tariffs brings a sense of relief and hope for recovery, but the path to repayment is still fraught with uncertainty and bureaucratic hurdles. The policy that was meant to protect American jobs often did the opposite, leading to layoffs, shuttered factories, and lost opportunities in towns across the country. Now, with the Supreme Court's decision, Main Street can finally close a costly and painful chapter and look ahead to rebuilding what was lost. As the dust settles, attention shifts to the future of U.S. trade. Trump remains defiant, defending tariffs as vital for national strength and working-class Americans. But most economists predict the end of tariffs will boost growth, lower prices, and save families up to $1,000 a year. The decision signals a return to a rules-based trading system, easing tensions with key partners like China and Mexico. Supply chains will stabilize, though the adjustment will take time. The ruling reaffirms Congress's authority over trade and restores predictability for businesses. For consumers, it means relief from higher prices. For businesses, a chance to invest and grow. Globally, the U.S. signals a shift away from unpredictable, unilateral tariffs. The Supreme Court has redrawn the lines of economic power at home and abroad. The aftershocks of this decision will shape the global economy for years to come.